Hello everyone. Welcome to this channel Jikook Universe. In this video we will discuss something interesting and definitely a shame to miss. Come on, watch until the end. Recently, Jungkook did a live broadcast on Weverse. Although it wasn't long, it left a lasting impression on everyone who watched. Amidst the silence and serene atmosphere, Jungkook simply sat relaxed, trying out his new production equipment, specifically the microphone he'd just purchased. There were no big announcements, no special plans. But that simplicity is precisely what makes it so special. Jungkook has always had a simple way of connecting with his fans. No matter how short the time, he always uses it to show his most natural side. Genuine, calm, and very human. In that moment he looked so comfortable. Occasionally touching his hair, smiling softly and letting the silence fill the gap. It wasn't a smile for the camera, but rather a smile that appears when the heart is at peace, as if he's sharing time with someone who makes him feel safe. There was one small detail that caught many people's attention: the way Jungkook wore his headphones. He only wore one side, leaving his left ear open as if listening to something, or perhaps someone. There was no other sound in the background, no sign of anyone else. But fans who had followed them for a long time knew that such a small gesture could mean a lot. Speculations slowly arose. Was Jimin there with them? This wasn't the first time a moment like this had happened. Jungkook and Jimin were known to spend time together, even when they weren't on camera. Their closeness wasn't fake. In fact, because that intimacy had built naturally over the years, many fans believed that a small gesture like leaving one ear open could be a silent sign of concern for Jimin, a readiness to hear him speak. Jimin's presence wasn't visible on the broadcast, but for many he was felt. The energy radiating from Jungkook, the calmness he exuded, the smile that seemed to be directed at someone nearby, all of it made the atmosphere feel like more than just a microphone test session. There was something else hidden, as if Jungkook was sharing a small piece of his daily life. A piece he might secretly be sharing with someone who meant a lot to him. The relationship between Jungkook and Jimin was no secret. From their trainee days until now, they've been through so much together. They've grown side by side, supporting each other, understanding each other even in silence. What they share isn't always explicitly shown, but it's palpable in the way they look at each other, in the laughter that comes so naturally, in the little touches that never go unnoticed. In previous broadcasts, when they appeared together, everything felt different. Jimin always appeared with his characteristic playfulness, as if trying to elicit a reaction from Jungkook. He always understood Jimin's intentions, responding with a shy smile or a quiet laugh, like two people speaking their own language. In one broadcast, Jungkook even said he wanted to take a shower with Jimin and joked about wanting to be punished by him. Although delivered jokingly, these words were inseparable from the incredible intimacy and comfort they felt between them. Only two people who are very close can speak so freely without fear of judgment. That kind of trust doesn't come overnight. It's built over a long period of time through small, consistent attentions. And even though Jimin wasn't on the latest broadcast, fans knew that if he were, the sweet and funny moments between them would surely return. Their relationship never felt contrived. Precisely because there was no attempt to appear romantic, it felt even more real. They weren't seeking attention. They weren't trying to convince anyone. They were simply there, together. And that was enough. Even when the cameras weren't rolling, their closeness remained the same. Calm, sincere, and trusting. Jungkook didn't need to say the words, "I love you." He showed it through his actions. By opening the broadcast in the middle of the night, saying hello, showing off a new item he'd bought, or simply sitting in silence. And when that silence was shared with Jimin, even if it wasn't directly, the warmth deepened. It wasn't just a broadcast. It was a slice of life shared in the quietest yet most honest way. Now the members of BTS are preparing for their next album. Not much has been revealed, but fans have high hopes. Perhaps there will be a special song. A song that chronicles the journey between Jimin and Jungkook. A song that captures everything they've been through together. If it happens, it won't be just a piece of music, but a love story. About how they grew, laughed, persevered, and held each other even as the world changed. While we wait for that moment, we can wait with peace of mind. Because we know that whatever they bring will come from the heart. And when that moment comes, we might see again small pieces of their story. A story that has been built silently with affection, trust, and a love that doesn't need to be announced. Many who have followed Jimin and Jungkook's story for a long time feel there's something special between them. It's not just friendship, it's not just closeness between members of the group. Their relationship has grown far beyond the confines of the stage and the cameras. Jungkook always seems to be watching over Jimin, making sure he feels safe, watching him tenderly. Meanwhile, Jimin seemed more at ease when he was with Jungkook, as if he felt that as long as he was with him, everything would be fine. The trust they shared was unparalleled, and their connection was one that couldn't be replicated with anyone else. When they were together, they didn't need the spotlight. They were simply themselves, and that was what made it so real. They touched each other without hesitation, searching each other's eyes, laughing over things only they understood. It was as if they had their own little world, one that didn't require words, just presence. What they had couldn't be faked. Their connection didn't depend on cameras or an audience. Even when they thought no one was watching, they remained the same, tender, close, and quietly in love. Moments like Jungkook's recent broadcast were a reminder of the strength of their relationship. Even though only one person was on screen, many hearts felt that, in truth, there were two souls present. And it was in that silence that their love rang louder than any words. Thank you for accompanying the sweet story of Jimin and Jungkook today. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss their next special moment. See you in the next video, Jikookers.